Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? Welcome back to an episode of Toys in My Closet. And today I'm going to take a quick look at some of my latest Mcfarlane pickups. And like I said, when it comes to the DC multiverse with Mcfarlane, I'm really liking the fact that he is starting to get to actual, actual different characters other than Batman or Superman, right? And at this point, even Green Lantern, because he's done a lot of them. So we're just gonna do a quick look at him. This is the package from the side, on the spine. We're gonna take a look at Red Tornado, Steel, Animal Man, the classic Wonder Woman, and Captain Carrot. And if you turn these to the side, you can see all the wonderful artwork that they have here. And you can see them, as you see there, the wonderful artwork for each and every one of them. Starting with Carrot Man, Wonder Woman, Animal Man, Steel, and my favorite one out of all, Red Tornado. And they look awesome, even here slanted side by side. So we're going to take them out of packaging and see what each figure has to offer individually, one by one. So hopefully you'll stay with me till the end of the video and unboxing and kind of like overall overlook. So sit back, relax, enjoy a digital drink, and enjoy my look at some of my latest Mcfarlane DC multiverse characters and character pickups from the DC line. I'll see you guys real soon in a blink of an eye. Real quick, guys, we're also going to take a look at, in this haul, at the new Batman DC Rebirth. And here is the artwork for that Batman DC Rebirth. And here is what it came with in the front, and it's part of the Mcfarlane digital collection line, basically. So here's another one we're going to take a look at. So now let's start by taking a look at each of the figures in this haul. And so first we're going to start with one of the unique characters that I never really had or owned in DC Universe or DC Classics from Mattel, and that is none other than the Red Tornado. And as you can see really fast, the immense detail is spectacular. From the arrow on the top of his head and that gold color, from the whited out eyes and the black shadowing outlines from underneath the bags of his eyes, the lips going across with that shadow of black, the cape with that nice blue with the pinstripes in red, all the gold that comes down his chest, and this body bug feels like the bolster gold and blue beetle bug, if I'm not mistaken. The gold that comes down with the painted pins on each side, the belt, the crotch area not looking too big or overly done. Same thing here, and all the way down to his boots, which look great. Pinstripes nice and clean, and then on the side also the pinstripes look nice and clean. And then of course the cape looks really nicely sculpted with the red pinstripes on it. And Red Tornado is a new, different character, one that was long awaited and that took a while to be done, but it's finally here, and I'm glad to have him to my collection. My only complaint with the articulation is that there's no way to do swivel on the thighs, because if you see there, Mcfarlane likes to use these types of hinges for the legs, instead of, because the legs are skinnier on this guy, putting a smaller one of these, you put one that's the same size of the leg, and it makes it hard because there's no room for the leg to twist. On other figures, he does. Like on mega figures, he'll put a small ass pin, and they got big legs and they can swivel completely. So it doesn't matter of him having to do a cut, but so much as give enough, area or space within the two rooms, or the two sides rather, to allow for you to have the thigh swivel. And if he did it, with smaller pegs from the peg system they use, they would work. It wouldn't, even if you didn't do a cut. So I hope something that maybe he can change going on in the future. Then Red Tornado comes with a beautiful card, like so, with his bio, like so. Then he also brings two open hands, like magic hands, but he does create tornadoes. The Mcfarlane standard stand, obviously, serves its purpose. And then this beautiful effect of tornado that has pegs in there made out of translucent red plastic. Kind of looks like jello more than anything. Really cool looking. So what we'll do is we can put, let's say, one of the foots in here and plug it in on the peg, like so. And when you do, there you have the Red Tornado. It looks like he's, actually, in a tornado form going up. That's probably why he didn't want the thighs to move that much. But again, cool figure, wonderful. I don't have nothing really to compare him to, other than maybe, Cyclone from the Masterverse, which I got not so long ago because they're both tornado guys. So let me see if I can get Cyclone in here. Give me a second. So here he is, Red Tornado, next to the two other tornado inducing characters. Cyclone from Origins, as you can see here, is a Mattel Creations exclusive, and the new release of Masters of the Universe Masterverse Cyclone from New Eternia. And you see they look great together. The colors really pop in contrast with one another, so they look good on a shelf no matter what. So there is my small comparison with tornado guys that have tornado wielding powers. So now on to the next figure. So the next figure we have here is none other than Animal Man. And Animal Man is a very cool figure, but unfortunately Mcfarlane, with his inconsistency, sometimes have shortcomings. But that doesn't mean that this figure is bad. It just means it's a little bit disappointing. But anyway, here we go. This is Animal Man. That's his face, looking absolutely spectacular with the glasses that have it's almost like a plastic see-through effect that goes inside, and it's really like a sticker or paint only. The nice hairs, sculpted really well. The texturing with the blacks. Then you have the symbol blue with the outline of black. That is an A shape. Going down, gloves are blue or black. And then he has his hand. That's in the middle of transforming into a creature with the black, and it looks really cool and posing. And then the basic orange there, and going turns around the back, which should have been nice. If it was sculpted, would have been even more impressive. And then the boots also painted on black, and I believe this is also the Blue Beetle and Blue Beetle and Bolster Gold pack body. Does have really good, movement, and the leg he has a nice amount of swivel, because again, he used a smaller pin in there that actually allows for you to have the swivel, even if he sculpts. And you notice back here, buttocks is not fully scoped, which is good. That's what gives you that movement. And it wouldn't hurt because, if all the figures were like that, because as you can see, he always scopes like a buttocks piece on the crotch, and it looks perfectly fine like that. Now, the one shortcoming is that Animalman's supposed to have a blue denim jacket. Now, it would be really cool, maybe in a pack of like accessories, he would have done a jacket like this, as you can see here on the card. A jacket in, either leathery or pleathery, texture, or in cloth goods. And there is in bio-oil. And you can just put it over the figure. That would be awesome. But he'll probably just do a new figure. Comes with a Wolverine animal sidekick, or like that he performed, turns into. So I don't know if this is representative of what he can turn into for one of the animals, or if this is not a sidekick and this is him turning into an actual character. So very nicely sculpted, and it is a solid piece. And then of course the unnecessary stands, or simplified stand, and then 6 hands, 3 sets of hands altogether. Open splayed hands here, like so. Set of these, and he has trigger figure hand, finger hand, and a fisticuff for this side as well, just to match it. So real quick, we can take a look, and you can see I want to pull the hand off, you pull it off like so, then just bring in the fist, right. Bring in the fisticuff like so, put it on like so, and then you can have them completely in his regular format, as you can see, with both sides having the same kind of fist. So let's put them on the stand for stability. Boom, and there you have it. So now let's take a look at a comparison with another Animal Man figure that I have from DC Classics from Mattel. And here we go. Here's a comparison between the 2 Animal Mans from DC DC Universe from Mcfarlane, obviously here, and then the Mattel DC Classics. And this is a nice figure nonetheless, but you can tell it's dated, but it has a nice eyeglasses that are see-through, which would have been cool to see on those, but they're not. The A shape is very minimalistic, and then the jack is very hard and rigid, but obviously serves its purpose. So like I said, if Mcfarlane can do one that's kind of in leather form, and if it's not so much in leather form, just do it cloth goods, to throw it on top of the figure and make it available to like an accessory pack, that would be fantastic. So let's move on to the next figure. And here we go, guys. Here is the next figure, and the next figure in this boxing, and obviously, as you see, haul is none other than the Mcfarlane Steel. Now, I'm back. It fell, And the reason for it, fellas, because one of the flaws of this figure that is an actual flaw compared to some of the other things that people try to point out that they think is flawed. But the actual flaw of that figure, that's why I felt I will let you guys know as we continue. So first of all, he comes with this wonderful looking hammer, right? Also made out of that metallic, matte metal looking material with the details, and you see that it has also these blue highlights in it. And the reason for the blue highlights, which a lot of people don't really point out, is because when you look at metal pipes that are matte like this, that are a matte look, those metal pipes always tend to have like a blue hues and actual stains on them, the way that you see on the figure. And I think that was the idea why Mcfarlane put those blue hues in the figure itself. Now, this is the card, and this is what steel usually looks like. More metallic, foamy, but he's still a good, nice representation. And here is the file card, if you want to read it. And then, of course, he comes with the DC traditional rounded, stand that always comes in handy. And in this case, with this figure, it's going to come in handy. So let's take a closer look at steel himself, right? The face looks really, 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 really good. And as you can see, it almost has like a white sheen to it, like it is kind of glowing, make it look more of a realistic look. The eyes are great, the actual steel bolts. The ears look like nubs, and you see the whited out eyes, and again those blue highlights within the steel itself going across the whole figure from the shoulder pauldrons, which look great, and then the actual symbol, which has like a matte all ivory white. And I think that was done to basically give the figure some contrast with the red cape. And you see, going along the whole figure, that ivory white kind of wash as well on his forearm piece that goes to the wrist. You see silver there, which if you would have left the whole figure like that and not with the blue, then people probably would have never, a lot of people would have never complained, you see? Then you see the nice crotch piece with the matte white around it as well, which is probably supposed to be like when, steel is kind of old and you see pipes that are older, they start to get like a weathering white effect to them. This is the other wrist pauldron on the forearm. Then the legs looking all regular, and then his boots look very metallic on steel. Now, the reason for it to fall is because, as you can see, he put the hinge there, right? And this is what his feet's supposed to look like. But when you try to stand it, for whatever reason, it keeps popping up like that. And because the figure's top heavy, it keeps falling down, or wanting to fall backwards. So I think you're going to have to use that stand for lack of him not falling. And then you see the threads in the bottom, he went out the way to do the details. So the figure looks really good. Really, really good. And stands out really well. And then the red cape looks fantastic. It looks very well. I think the figure looks way better than people have given it credit. And I enjoy it. So, he does have a waist swivel, the torso swivel there. He does have a nice range of movement in the neck. Looking down, he looks up about that much. Left and right, and he's got the tilt, right? And then the hands go up. He's got, that butterfly type movement. He's got the bicep swivel, the double right on the elbows, and, and then the actual ball joint in the wrist, which could hinge left and right in this case. Goes down a good amount, goes back, hyperextends a nice amount. Does the Van Damme split, even though he's supposed to be made out of steel. A little bit, not bad, of a thigh swivel on the top, on both sides. More than usual. You got, the actual, what you call it, bend on the knee, and then, obviously, the foot goes back that much, and then it goes forward that much, the toe articulation, and it has a little bit of forward pin rocker, but it's a little bit hard to do, so don't get frustrated, just be patient with the figure. The more you play with them, I think the more you'll be able to discover how to, kind of handle them, right? So now let's do a comparison, or let me show you what it would look like real quick. I'll do a quick pause. I'll show you real quick what it'll look like with his actual accessories on. So here is steel with his only accessory, and I put him on the actual stand, and you can see, you can pose him up a little bit to look a little dynamic, and he looks cool. He looks pretty great. And again, yes, the Mattel Classic still holds up well, and I know there's a really nice Mafex one, but for the price point of what you're doing and for the type of detail you're getting here for that price point, I think this is a fantastic option, and I think Mcfarlane really hit it out of the park, even though it does have some flaws. The figure is not perfect by any means, but definitely not terrible the way that many might point out or think that it is. So let's do a little comparison side by side with Mattel Classics. And here we are. Here is the Mattel Classics next to the Mcfarlane. And as you can see, first things first, the height disparity is very evident, obviously. 6 versus almost 7.5, almost 8, because he is a taller figure. But you can see, the face still looks good. That chrome on the symbol still stands out. The shoulder prominence are a little bit different, but you see that the arm or forearm gauntlets are a lot alike, very similar. And then he has that belt. This biggest difference being he has a pipe or a tubing that goes from the actual belt all the way to his boots, and then the boots look more standardized and not as robotic maybe, or like with that more steel aesthetic. But then you got the color of him. Of course, you have the color of him, and he fell because, again, he's also top heavy, but there's no real stands for them. But it's more like a grayish with the chrome, as Mcfarlane chose to go with a more blue and grayish hue. So, again, it's his own thing. If you own them both, you can display them both and appreciate them for what they are. But either way, if you don't, I don't think either one is a bad choice, and maybe the Mafex one is also a nice, great choice, but compared to the price point, again, this is the better route. So now let's move it along and take a look at the next figure. And here we are, guys. Here we have the Collector's Edition Wonder Woman. And this is definitely how a collector's edition should be most of the time, but probably due to logistics and the fact that Mcfarlane, most of the time, like 90% of the time, uses brand new molds and tools he molds, he's not able to do this. But in this case, he wanted to bring out a definitive Wonder Woman because we hadn't gotten one yet from him, and he tried to go all in, and I think he succeeded, and he knocked it out the park. And most people that get this figure in hand are going to be blown away. I'm pretty sure. So we're going to start off real quick. She comes with the actual base as well. Comes in handy. But since it's the collector's edition, it comes with the temple actually painted in that silver, matted silver look. She brings 2 hands that are for holding weapons. She brings 6 hands total, and there are 3 sets as far as left and right. And then these are like open hands, like trying to maybe dodge bullets, or like give a gesturing like to stop, or something like that, expressional. And then she has 2 fisticuffs hand, and she wants to put up the dukes and fight with her hands like she's able to do. Then she brings this wonderful, beautiful looking card stand that looks good, but does take a lot of real estate on the shelves. And there is her card with the wonderful art and the bio, of course. You see it's back metal in the back to give it kind of like that nice premium feel. And there's her bio. Put it back in, slide in very easily. Goes just like that. So she brings that. Then, as far as her weapons, she brings all the weapons that she usually uses within the comics. And this is her sword, with the wonderful symbol there, and the actual mask with the star, if you see, with the nice gold, as you can see. And then that shiny matte gray silver. She brings a lasso, but he did it out of material to give it a more realistic feel, but it has a beautiful gold color to it. In real life and in person, you really can tell it really pops. The camera doesn't do it justice. And then the wonderful, beautiful shield with the W, with that nice, warrior, barbarian type of look. And then this is the inside, where she house the hand to hold it, where her, forearms. And then this is the axe that she brings, and it's also really wonderfully detailed on both sides with that silver matte gray, and then the gold on the actual handle, and the details look really nice. This middle part looks part of like a rope going around. So those are all the things that she brings. Now we'll take a closer look at Wonder Woman herself. Again, everything wants to fall on the floor for whatever reason. And she looks absolutely beautiful. Wonderful head sculpt and portrait. From a distance and a side, she kind of reminds me of, he tried to go for Linda Carter, which was the TV real life version of Wonder Woman in the late 70s, early 80s. And you see her tiara with the red star. The lipstick is a nice bronze. And the eyes, the blue eyes. And then the hair has really nice detail with a kind of dark navy blue wash. The skin tone matches beautifully from the neck, shoulders, arms, all the way down. Then we have what would be her, I guess, a tiara, right? Not tiara, or I forget what it's called, but really nicely sculpted. That beautiful metallic red, the W, but kind of with the hawk look in gold, beautiful breasts, nice attention to detail in the seams, and the side, the wonderful Wonder Woman belt with the little side hook to hold her lasso, and then the wonderful actual what would be, you know, the panty line area with the wonderful stars in white all over the pattern, the beautiful gold on the belt with that shine, and she has her forearm gauntlets in silver, which look fantastic with that nice sheen. Then going down to the legs, nice and soft, very detailed and soft and smooth. And then her beautiful classic boots with a leather snakeskin look with the white, you know, going across and on the top and the bottom, as you can see, in the back, and even the actual threads in the bottom of her legs. So she looks fantastic. Now, as far as her articulation, her head is a little hindered because of the hair, but it still moves nicely. And you can see she looks down, she can look down, she can look back a little left and right, and it does have to tilt. You know, has that ball joint there on the shoulder where it gives her kind of like that butterfly effect. The T-pose goes up very well. She has the bicep. Oh, the head came off, sorry. I gotta pop it in. I popped it out. Oh, there it is, okay. She has the bicep swivel, double on the elbow, ball joint on the wrist, you know, up and down hinging, and then she has a nice swivel in the waist, and that moves really, really well. It extends back, forward really well, but no cut on the, you know, upper torso area. But, you know, get to not to lose the detail of her garment or brassiere thing that what she wears. The legs, you know, full split, Van Damme style. Does have a nice swivel again, and double on her knees, and then the boots go, feet go back all the way forward, all the way toe articulation, and then of course the forward pin rocker, which she has as well. So as far as her articulation, you'll be able to pose her really, really nicely. And she looks fantastic. She is absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful. I think, you know, one of the best females so far that he's done. So now let's take a quick pause and put on her accessories and take a look at what she looks like with the accessories. And here we go. Here we have Wonder Woman with all of her accessories. Fantastic, as you can see. Her weapons are kind of soft, so they do look like they will, you know, kind of wither down or kind of like limp down, if you will. Especially if, you know, there's heat or whatever, but it is what it is. I'd rather have them soft than harder, and then they get brittle and break with time. You see her with her sword. The nice thing is the way he designed the shield for you to holster it on her arm. She can still have access to her hand to hold her axe and to hold her sword. And then you could also put the rope on the side of her belt, the lasso of truth, right? And she looks fantastic, like I said. And there she is on the stand. The composure are really nice. And she looks great. She really does look great. So now let's compare her to the, you know, Mattel Classics. And here we go, guys. For a long, long time, this was the best Wonder Woman. And, you know, she looks fantastic. Still, wonderful, beautiful face sculpt. Mattel did a great job. She does look a little bit darker skinned. You just see all the inspirations from, you know, our brother Mcfarlane with this one from the classics. All the colors match. The lasso of truth was obviously molded on. The shield is a little different with the stars, and then the axe with the hawk of truth. And you see the, you know, the boots. Everything, the inspiration's all there, but obviously, you know, every great, you know, line or figure or artist, you know, has to pass the mantle going forward. And as we can see, when you compare it next to the one from McFarlane right now, the McFarlane one is the new hotness, and obviously far superior in every way. Even though she still holds very well, but she looks fantastic. So there you have it. Now let's move on to the next figure. Okay, guys, and here we have the, I believe it's the New 52 Batman. I could be wrong. I read it earlier in the box, you guys can see. And my problem is with Batman is that anytime they have a version that is blue with the gray, because that's the Batman I grew up with that I enjoyed, I like to get all the blue and gray Batmans. And you guys will see this when I show you the comparison with all my blue and gray Batmans. I like black and gray, but blue and gray is my favorite. It is what it is. But let's take a quick look. He came with a nice amount of things, and he's part of the digital collection for McFarlane, meaning he also brings a digital code for you to have a digital version and rendition of the figure online. And we'll start off with his card that he comes with, which is really cool. Wonderful portrait. And you'll see there, it's the bio, but it also has the digital edition there that you guys can read there. You just pause it and read it. Even on the stand, he put the Mcfarlane Toys digital collection as opposed to DC. And again, you know, with the logo of the company. Now, the hand fell, but he brings an extra set of hands, which is the fisticuffs to put them in fighting positions. I couldn't find it. It's probably underneath my couch, so I didn't want to fight with it. Then you have the grappling hook gun in that nice gold, and then a batarang in that nice, you see it's pretty thick, shining gold, and then his head portrait with the cowl as Batman, which looks badass and menacing with the whited out eyes. But he did come in the box with the Bruce Wayne head. So here's a closer look at the Bruce Wayne head, which looks pretty cool, pretty good in my opinion. Very nicely done. It's kind of an anime look to it, animation look, as you can see. And then you have the symbol, which is actually, you know, molded on with the outline in gold, the dressing where the cowl and the, you know, his actual cape meets. Would have been nice for him to have cloth good cape. That would have been cool. The gray all over the body, the chest, the stomach area, the traditional back gauntlets with the spikes on the side, with the gloves with an open hand, you know, kind of like, you know, with a gesture of hold on or wait. The belt, wonderfully done with the black and the gold highlights. Nice detail in the crotch area, as you see. The other side of the other forearm gauntlet with the hand with, obviously, for the grappling gun or the Patron. Here goes the cape, nicely sculpted in plastic, going all the way down. Then in the legs, with the actual plate of Batman's cowl on the knees to protect him, and then the boots look really nice too. Nicely detailed with the, Batman boots in the bottom and then the threads, as you can see. So he looks really nice. So real quick, what we'll do is pop out the head and put in the only head that I will be displaying him with, because Bruce Wayne can only be as Bruce Wayne. I don't like seeing my face without, and this is what he looks like with the actual head. And again, he looks really good and mean and pretty badass as far as his Batman classic look. You can see there. That's how I like him. That's how he looks like. So really quick, we'll do the articulation, left and right, tilt. It's down that much. It's up that much, which is pretty good, as you can see. The butterfly, what you call it, joint, bicep, double on the elbow, the pin, or pin on the wrist. This one hinges up and down. He does have the torso cut, which works really good. You can pretty much move anywhere. Tilt side to side, as you can see. Go back, that's like so. Put a little gap and move forward. Like so, he has the waist swivel. But you can also do more with the waist, like that, and then hyperextend back, like so, like that, which is very good. And then split. He has thigh swivel somewhat. And then, obviously the knee, double with the pin, not pinless, of course. And then, on the boots, he has, you can move left, left and right, toe articulation, all the way back, all the way forward, and a forward pin rocker. All in the, par for the course, the way it's been with most Mcfarlane figures. So, really quick, what I want to do is let me take a quick pause again, like I said. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Pause. And let's put the accessories on them, just so you can see what they look like. And we'll go on from there. So, here we have him with the grappling hook. Posing, you can really do. You can do whatever pose you want, because he's really posable, and he works well. And you can have him looking down, of course, right? If you want, as well too. It looks really dope, like I said, really nice colors, really nice looking Batman. And if you want to change it up, where, let's say, you want to use the Patron, because I think he should have brought two hands that you can hold the way Wonder Woman did. So in that case, I think that's kind of a missed opportunity for this figure. As far as what Mcfarlane did, you can also have it where you can want to throw the boomerang, change him up a little bit, right? The other direction maybe, and have him have the hand all the way up, like he's going to actually throw the boomerang at somebody, right? Like so. That didn't work well. Let me just bear with me. Do it like that. But I'm trying to show you real time how quickly you can just shift from one weapon to another. Put the batarang there, like so. Like he's holding it, like so. There you go. And then have him looking like he's going to throw the batarang at somebody, that's trying to run away from him or something. And then Batman goes, come here. Here you go. So you can do that as well. And just change it up, just like that, right on the fly. So I think you guys got the point. He looks fantastic. Now let's go to the fun part. Now let's do the comparisons with all my blue and gray Batman. And like I said, I have a lot of them, so brace yourself. Alright guys, and here we are. Here I have all my favorite blue on gray Batmans. Like I said, kind of an overkill, and I'm probably missing some, to be honest. But these are the ones that I picked up that I like. And these are all Mcfarlane, with the exception of the one in the front. As we know, this is the Mattel Classics. And I do have it complete. And as you can see, it's very old, very dated. And Mcfarlane did one based off this, which was, I think, a Comic-Con exclusive where it had the face painted black and it had shades all over the body that were like, if it was cell shaded style, looking at like it was a drawing from the comic book. And it was, based off the Mattel Classics, as you can see, but it's very dated by comparison. You see how small he looks, very hard to stand because of the way they did the legs. But here we have Mcfarlane's version, his own interpretation of Batman, which doesn't look blue and gray, but he is. And this one's really, out there, really cool looking, very Spawn-esque, if you will. And that's why I picked it up, because it's a different, unique look and badass look for Batman, for sure. This is a fusion of Batman and Superman. At some point in the comic book, they got together. I forgot what's the proper name for him, but you see the beautiful belt, how it looks, and it's blue and gray. And you notice how the symbol is the overlay of the bat symbol over Superman's symbol. I got that one. Then you have the Year One, which was a Target exclusive. I got it the second time around when he released it for the second time. This is my favorite one with the cloth goods cape. The face is just ultra badass. Love it. This is my favorite definitive one out of all of them. I really like him. It's my favorite. And you do notice that the colors of the blue and the gray are always slightly so ever different. This is a very, very nice one. Second definitive one with that. Look at that face coat. This is Superpower Friends or Super Friends. And you would say Justice League Batman with the blue and gray. Then I have the Batman 1000, which was originally in black and gray. This is the first one he released, which I also like. And I told people the reason why the head looks so small and kind of had a Batman animated look is because the figure is more going for an anime aesthetic. And I have the blue and gray one, and I don't have the blue and gray one. I mean the black and gray one because I got rid of it, but I kept the blue and gray one because again I like the blue and gray aesthetic. And then we have Azrael, which is, when after he got his back broken, Azrael filled in the void. And this one is the first one, not the new one that's out. It's the one that I like the most, and it's the blue and gray as well. Wonderful face sculpt, as you see. So these are all the ones I have. These are just my blue and gray Batmans. I have other ones like the black and on gray, but these are just my blue and gray, which are my favorite. And I have Adam West as well, even though that's more for nostalgic value because I grew up with that Batman in the late 70s, early 80s. So now we'll end up going to the final figure in this haul. Yeah, guys, so this would be the last figure of the haul, and certainly not for any lack of being a really cool and great aesthetically pleasing character. This is what makes, you know, collecting certain lines really fun, when they do cool characters like this based off animals or things that are kind of obscure and weird, because they make for good, fun figs, right? That anyone can enjoy, whether you're a teenager, whether you're an adult, whether you're a child. And this is a character that I did not know existed in the DC Universe character. This is really deep down the rabbit hole. And he was in, I think, only 2 comics back in like the 70s or 60s or something like that. But this is Captain Carrot, as you know. And he's part of the collector's edition line, which is $29.99. And he brings a lot of stuff, but, you know, feel like he could have came maybe with an extra head portrait, would have cemented it a little better. But, you know, not bad at all. It's better than nothing. And he looks really dope and badass with his mean face, whited out eyes, the nice lavender in the ears, on the nose, the carrot design that clips on to hold his cape. You see his cape has all that detail in it, nice and plasticky, and the carrot symbol in the middle with the C for carrot, or for Captain Carrot, on his shin guards here, on the forearm. You see the texturing inside the gloves of his hands, all the detailing on his body, on his suit. Over here again, on his crotch area and the belt going around, and then you see his little bunny rabbit tail, thighs. You see all the details, and then going down on his actual boots, his feet having 3 toesy woesies with the pads protecting them, and you know, his teeth popping out. This is a dope, unique figure. This is Captain Carrot. Probably one of the best releases so far for this year. Articulation is heavy too. It's pretty good for the most part. Where it does suck is on the thighs. Again, barely any movement, which it should have, but you know, at least has articulation, double jointed, and on the toes, you know, and he does split all the way, Van Damme style. Again, good articulations, except that in the head movement to up, down, back, even the ears move. The only thing that should have been a little bit better, I feel, is the thigh swivel to make them be more dynamic and do more dynamic poses. So, comes also with this nice card stand, like all the other ones do in the collector's edition line. This is his card with a nice premium, labeling on the side. That back metal. Here's the bio. He comes with the regular stand, which feels like an oxymoron because he also comes with the flight stand because he's a flying character. So I guess it's better to have both than not have none. And his extra set of hands is open splayed hands doing like an open gesture. And then he brings the thumbs up hand on one side and the fisticuffs on the other. And as you see, he has the finger pointing up, or you can point it at somebody like, "Hey, you get over here," and then you have the open one like he had a weapon or something. I feel like he should have had a sword that looks like in the form of a carrot, and I think that would have been really cool. But I think since it's not part of the source material, they just opted not to do it. But it would have been cool, in my personal opinion, to have something subtle like that and also give him a weapon at the same time. Or even nunchucks that look like carrots on each side. That would have been pretty cool as well. I think, my personal opinion. So now let's, take a look at other characters from other lines that happen to be also maybe carrot or rabbit characters. So let's take a look at that now. Here we go, guys. Here they are all together in one ultimate shot. And again, really awesome Mcfarlane figs, and gotten, like I said, in the last couple of months, just I haven't had the time to do proper reviews for each one individually. So I figured just disposing and exposing and showing them this way in a group, that it would be, a good way of doing it, even though it may not be 100%, as detailed as in other single reviews. But, awesome figs. A lot of them are even starting to go on clearance. Some of them are hard to find, like the Wonder Woman, the Steel, and the Captain Carrot. But when it comes to, Animal Man and Red Tornado, and perhaps even this Rebirth Batman, much, much easier to find. Much easier. And sometimes even cheap and in clearance. So good luck with your hunting. I hope you like the unboxing and overlook of what I got from Mcfarlane recently. And I hope you enjoyed it the way I tried to have fun showing it to you. You guys been very busy, so forgive me for the lack of content. I have a lot of real world issues that I'm dealing with right now, so get myself and my family back on our 2 feet and established, so hopefully you can understand and won't be upset or disappointed with the lack of content. So here you have it, guys. All from the Mcfarlane DC multiverse, from all the series, from digital, regular release, to the ultimate collectors, which are priced all differently: $19.99, $24.99, and $29.99. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Share this video with someone you think might like it. As always, to all of you that continue to give me support, thank you, because without you, my channel will not still be sustained. Without you, I cannot continue to do what I do, because you give me that support. If you're new to the channel and like what I do, then hey, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it very much so, and that you enjoyed it enough that you probably give me a like or a comment, and perhaps even a subscription, and you might have subscribed. So if you did, remember, I'm very grateful, because I know you don't have to, but since you did, just remember, I consider you now part of my family here on YouTube. As always, you can find me in any social media platform. They'll be all down in the description below. Everything from Twitter all the way to Instagram. You guys could always try to hit me up on any DMs if you want me to ever do any highlights or donate anything to the channel for me to showcase and highlight in this format, in style and fashion. Whether it's figure related, video game related, doesn't matter. Just hit me up on DMs. We'll work out the particulars. I will be more than grateful, more than humble, more than honored to do so, because you chose me. So I'm very humble. And last but certainly not least, if you want to help the channel out, as always, directly, just to help me with some financial stuff in order to get other products like this, or continue to do good products in the future. If you want to, from the kindness of your heart, and you have the means to, it's not mandatory. You can, with my Patreon and PayPal information. Again, not mandatory. Only if you want to, from the kindness of your heart, or if you have the means to do it. So guys, it's your boy Hema and your host with another episode of Toys in My Closet in Mcfarlane's DC Universe, latest overhaul, outlook, and unboxing of all his figures from the recent past months. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Love you very much. And until then, keep collecting, have fun doing it, but be careful, and remember, be considerate to others, because we're still in trying times. Love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.